We all love an underdog story, when the little guy can jump up and beat the big guy, when the lower-seeded team is able to be victorious over the higher-seeded favored opponent. This, of course, is known as a David and Goliath story. We learned this from 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 49, where it says, "Reaching into his bag and taking out a stone, he slung it and struck the Philistine on the forehead. The stone sank into the forehead, and he fell face down on the ground." David was victorious. The Israelites cheered. The Philistines were devastated. Now, when the underdog wins, we all feel excited, unless, of course, we are fans of the higher-seeded team. But even then, we have a bit of respect and find a delight in the joy that the other team experiences. It was a dreary Saturday in 1916 when two football teams gathered together and clashed. The higher-seeded team was the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, coached by John Heisman. You will recognize his last name as the namesake for college football's highest honor, the Heisman Trophy. John Heisman was intense, and he demanded much of his players, and he got some of the best players in the nation to come and play for him. On the other sideline was the lowly Cumberland College football team. Georgia Tech spouted 8 All-South players on their team, while Cumberland had 8 players who had never played football before. Cumberland College suited out 16 players. There would have been 2 more, but on their journey towards Georgia, they left 2 players inadvertently at a rest stop outside of Nashville. Things were not looking good for Cumberland College. Georgia Tech was described in the newspapers as semi-human monsters, gorilla-like behemoths, and Cumberland College did not have such monikers. After the first quarter, Georgia Tech was winning 63-0, averaging a touchdown every 1 minute and 20 seconds. By the end of the first half, people in the stands wondered out loud, would the players be convinced to come back out on the field to finish the game? But their coach talked to them and admonished them, begged them to come out because he had been guaranteed $500 from Coach Heisman if they would just come and finish the game and help him to pad his record. The players indeed did come out, and they earned for their effort the moniker of the worst, most lopsided loss in college football history. When the clock struck 0 at the end of the fourth quarter, Georgia Tech had won 222-0. Now, of course, we love the underdog story. This is not one that received victory and much acclaim. But there's many times in life when the underdog does win. There's many times when we feel like the underdog, and we, like David, can pick out the stones in our bag and fling it towards the opponents that are so much greater than us and find victory through the power of God. I invite you to join us this coming Sunday on October 9th as we begin a new sermon series entitled Life Lessons from Football. I hope it is that you can join us in learning about what this game that we all love can teach us about living our life in faithfulness to God and to service in the world. I hope you'll join us, and I hope this devotion blesses you today.